Hockey Fan Report. That's right. Welcome to the Hockey Fan Report. And you got to say a big thank you to Ryan Greens, who made sure that he made plans around tonight's show. It is Hockey Hall of Fame induction, the class of 2021. I think it is 8 p.m. CST, right? If I got my times wrong, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I screwed up. I thought, see, I got my times all messed up. I thought 3 was the new 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Well, I'm an hour early tonight. I guess I'm an hour early tonight. But hey, I'm here. You're here. We're just going to go with what we got. I screwed up. Oh my goodness. So I'm looking to remember in Hawaii, the time is a little bit different, right? So I'm so used, I was doing the show at 3 and that was 8 Central and I forgot with the hour thing. So I'm thinking 4, but I'm going, oh no, wait a minute. They're doing a hockey induction at 8. Oh, it's got to be 3. So that's what I thought. I screwed up. I'm sorry. Just give it to me. You know, maybe we'll go a little bit longer. We'll see how things going. So Shockley's got a board meeting at 8, so that means he gets to see it. So we'll do the best we can. You are right. We do not do daylight savings here in Hawaii. Brad Pond says I got a good shirt on. Well, you know, Sammy Helms kind of gave me some grief and decided that I'm not a good enough person to be on the show, or for him to be on the show, because I don't follow the Cardinals. Well, I do, and I wanted to show that a little tonight. Slapshot's mad at me, but I'll bring her on anyways.
Hi.
So this is on me. Right? On
I
me
just might have
completely.
some loud kids because usually on nights that there isn't a game, they're up till 8. So 8's perfect. It's bedtime.
Yeah, that's fine. If you got loud kids, you got loud kids. You know,
Okay.
like I said, I got the time messed up. But hell, you know what? It's going to be fun. We actually, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get to the Eastern Captains, because every time we get it set up, something happens.
Well, at least we got the Western, which is what we're in. So, I mean, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. So, actually, the first thing I want to talk about was the last thing I put in the thing. Did you see the Crosby video?
Yes. I can't believe they didn't call that. That was at very least roughing.
Oh, roughing isn't even the right word.
I mean, I don't really have a word for basically picking someone up and slamming their ass in the boards.
That wasn't roughing. That was no ands, ifs, or buts, unsportsmanlike conduct. Mm-hmm. Now, I get that he may have been frustrated with what was happening earlier in the game, and they don't show that, right?
Yeah, no, they didn't.
They don't. So, but I do get that. But at some point, it's got to get called, right? It's got to stop. You know, everybody sits there and you hear it all the time about Crosby being a baby or a little girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you constantly see it. It was like there was a thing going around a while back about different players being girls.
Yes.
And for Crosby, you had a picture of Crosby on one side and then a picture of Crosby on the same picture, right? So it wasn't, you know, where they'd put longer hair or whatever, just the same picture. Mm-hmm. So oh my goodness. It wouldn't be the Blue Note Fan Report if we did not get this question.
I know, right?
Buddy, as soon as I know when Krug is coming back, I will let you know. As of right now, no, he is not back. He's still on COVID protocol, and we'll talk about that here in a second.
Yes.
Let's check out this video and here it is. This is from last night, and this is Crosby. They're playing the Devils. I think it's the Devils, and just
no, it was the Capitals.
Oh, Capitals. Okay, I'm not sorry, the Capitals. So you just got. Oops. So now you're getting a little duel on me. I apologize. I'll have to take that out. Here we go. And let's play the video.
After a year's absence, we can resume the tradition of celebrating excellence by this outstanding class of 20.
Oh man, it's not letting me play the video now for some reason. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can figure it out here in a little bit. There we go. Let me go back. I think I can get it now without getting the duel on here. Oh, that's why I'm trying to play it from the wrong spot. Okay, well, so much for that. I know I had it pulled up. Oh, here we go. I had it on the wrong one. So give me a second.
Okay.
No, it is a really. I mean, when I saw this, I was just in utter like, wow, how could that happen? Right? Okay, and we go here. Now I got the right one. There we go. So let's.
Murray goes back, working with Crosby. Crosby looks a little bit frustrated too. That could have easily have been a penalty. They let their captain away with one. Murray goes back, working with Crosby. Crosby
let it play one more time. I'm telling you, that right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was wow.
That was
right?
something. That was something that should have been called.
Well, here's my thing. Okay, so first of all, there was some there was a Penguins guy going, well, if they didn't allow all the crap they allow on Crosby, that wouldn't happen. Well, you know what? That was spoken like a true Pens fan. There's a lot of stuff that happens in hockey that doesn't get called. Okay. Mm-hmm. And there is no, I'm sorry. I don't believe that there is this complete star player thing where, the stars don't get the calls. Now, back in the 80s and the early 90s, yes. Look at the game we just saw yesterday, right? Look at the game we just saw yesterday. The best player in the game got a penalty, right? They call that stuff. It's not the same game. With Crosby, though, I do notice they let guys get away with a lot on him. Right?
Yeah, they sure do.
So I'm not completely. Yes, this should have been a unnecessary roughness, right? And probably should have been an unnecessary roughness with a 10-minute misconduct.
Does hockey have an unnecessary roughness? I thought that was football.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yes, there is an unnecessary roughness, or what's it called? Unsportsmanlike conduct. That's what it is. It should have been an unsportsmanlike conduct, and it also should have been a 10-minute misconduct. Right? It was a dangerous play by the boards. I don't care what's happened to you in the game. You can't go to that extreme. Could have called a hold, interference, or a roughing call. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff they could have called on that play. I'm trying to make sure I get with everybody here. I think I've missed some comments coming up. Okay, where are we at? Oh, wow, I missed a lot of comments. Okay, there we go. I love the Hockey Hall of Fame. Doc has 2 rings for him and 1 for my grandpa. That's right. Doc is in the I don't think Doc's actually in the Hockey Hall of Fame, but he's in the St. Louis Hockey Hall of Fame, or the Missouri Hockey Hall of Fame. I know that. Brad Pond, you got a good shirt on. Okay, I got to those. Chris Lambert saying hi. We got to that. I was gonna say, unless something comes up last night. Said the kid was whining, cryberry most of his career. I have no sympathy for that roughing. Okay, fair enough. Wait, what happened to Crosby? When did he return? He returned yesterday. I guess somebody's got to put him back. It's a Penguin thing. All their stars are wine. I'm starting to love these comments. That's basically how you know as soon as I know. That's basically as soon as I know. Oh, yeah. I know what he's talking about. Now he's got to take Crosby off his IR. Was thrown. No, he wasn't thrown. He did the throwing. That should be a suspension.
No,
I don't think it should be a suspension. But I mean, it was dirty on his part. It should have been more than what it was. And it should have been called. That's all there is to it. It's Sid. They won't call that against him. Poster boy. I don't think even if was hurt, they would do anything. No, I think if someone had gotten hurt, if he had not gotten up from the boards, then they might have done something. But that was not the greatest it can be. Marian was in the St. Louis Hockey Hall of Fame, so I kind of knew that. Sid was angry, and when he's angry, or he'll go Bill Bixby. And I get that. And no, it'd be a roughing or an unsportsmanlike, and that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. But this is what hockey has to do. They've got to control this, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just. I don't mind the play so much. It's if that happens in open ice, right? I'm okay. I'm absolutely completely okay with it. That's just two guys playing hard. When it happens behind the net near the boards like that, that's where a serious life-threatening injury can happen. That's
exactly.
My only issue with it is where it happened, right?
And the fact that the play wasn't there anymore. It was moving, and he did it behind the play, which is probably why he got away with it.
Yeah, that's exactly why he got away with it, because nobody saw it, right? Nobody saw it. The refs probably got their head turned and all of that stuff. So that has a lot to do with it. You're absolutely right. Tonight is Hockey Hall of Fame induction. And I listed who the players were, and I want to go through who's being inducted. And I want to get, I know you might not know all of them, but I want to get of this list, who brings back the best of memories for you. So you have
Iginla.
Marian Hossa, Jarome Iginla, Kevin Lowe, Kim St-Pierre, and Doug Wilson, and then Ken Holland in the builder category.
Definitely Iginla.
Iginla, right? Iginla with the Flames. He was the last guy for the Flames to score 50 goals. He did it twice. I think the last time he did it was 07-08.
I remember his rookie season, and he was phenomenal. Like, I hated when we played against them because he was just something different, something that was harder to stop, and it was impressive.
I think for me it's a little bit of Ken Wilson, because I remember when Wilson was on the Blackhawks. He was a pretty good defenseman for the Blackhawks. In a season he's like fifth, or I think he had 38 goals or something like that. He's like fifth all time for a defenseman in a season. For a season. I also remember the battles that he and the Blues had for many years. And then the other one that kind of sticks out is Kevin Lowe. Kevin Lowe took a while to get to the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Kevin Lowe was one of those, and I know this is going to sound really mean, but a fringe player. Yeah. On a great team. He's got 6 rings, right? He won 5 with the Oilers, and then 1 with the Rangers. Well, he won all his rings with, and now my mind went completely blank. The guy that won, the captain of the Rangers when they won the Cup in '94, and I can't think of his name now.
Mark Messier?
Yeah, Messier. Wow, man, my mind went absolutely blank.
Yeah, wow. That's really pulling it out for me.
Yeah, but no, he was on, with Messier and Gretzky and that. And I'm a little concerned. Yeah, Chris Shockley's telling me, Mark, I'm a little concerned with the amount of Oilers going in the Hall, right?
Yeah.
This is almost the same with the Baseball Hall of Fame, right? The Baseball Hall of Fame had some issues where at one point, and I'm going to screw his name up again, the Georgia Peach, the guy that had the record before.
I'm really sorry, but when it comes to baseball, I'm not your girl there.
The guy that had the hits record before Pete Rose did, and I just went blank. Him and Babe Ruth were, while they were both alive, they were synonymous for getting guys on their team in, and you'll see it now. You're getting a lot of Yankees in from the 70s and the 80s. That's Jack. So there's a little bit of this this
Ty
homerism
Cobb? Was it?
going in. Say again.
Was it Ty Cobb?
Ty Cobb. That's it. Yep.
Okay.
I just couldn't think of it. It just like slipped. They're showing Wilson now in the old Chicago Blackhawks jerseys, you know, and you're watching this, and this was like 80s footage, and you just know it's now he's playing against the Blues. The goalie scored against the Blues. Do you have? I think I asked you before. I don't remember your answer. Do you have Apple Plus?
No, I am not an Apple user.
Okay, well, they have a new movie out called Finch, right, with Tom Hanks, and the beginning of the movie is actually situated in St. Louis.
Yeah, I've seen the stills of him wearing the Blues jersey.
He's wearing a Blues jersey. It's got a name on it, but they don't show it enough to show whose name it is. I know from the jersey, it's early 90s because it's got the red around the note, and that was early 90s. That was like just before they went to the clown jersey. Right.
Okay, so like Oates possibly, or
no, it's a longer name. So maybe Bob Basson, because it looks like there's a B on there. But it is an older jersey, and I mean it was really interesting.
Could have been Barron then, because wasn't Murray
it's
Barron?
Possible, yeah, Murray Barron. It was neat to see it. He's only in like 2 or 3 scenes with it. You know, at one point he's shaving, or he's in a mirror, and you can see the top of it, you know, and then you get a little bit of the name on the back, and you see it's a longer name too, but it's covering the back. So yeah, Ryan Green says, almost like if you were a part of the Yankees, that made you in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's kind of the way I was starting to see it with him. You know, I don't have an issue with this class, and then I don't remember who's in the 2022 class. I know, well, actually that hasn't come out yet. This class was supposed to get inducted, and then COVID hit. Yeah. Right. So they didn't go in because of COVID. This is the 2020 class. The 2021, actually the 2021 class has been announced. I just don't remember who it is. I'll have to go back and look later. But no, I'm happy for all these guys. You know, this is an accomplishment. Right. And these guys aren't getting in there without really having a career that's worthy of it. And that's why, because that's who he was. Why does Doug look like he's a mob boss? Because that's who he was. That's who he was on the ice. That's what he looks like now, even with that little bit of gray in his hair, man. You make him mad, he's going to whack you. Uh-oh, Ashley's mad at me.
Oh, no. I was reading. It looks like Stan Fischler, Paul Holmgren, Peter McNabb, Tony Granato, Jenny Potter, Jerry York, and Dean Blaze.
Okay, I recognize one of those for the class of 21.
Granato? Yeah,
Granato.
Holmgren,
I recognize a little bit, but Granato was, I mean, that's a name within the hockey world. I actually think his sister got into the Hall of Fame before he did.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right? Yeah. That might be a new one there. Cami Granato, God, she could play hockey. Right? I'll tell you, if any girl had a chance at playing in the men's game, I think she'd be one of them. Right?
Well, I mean, Mannon got in, so, well, kind of.
Well, I mean,
preseason game, but.
Well, no, you're talking about Remu, right? Marian Remu.
I thought it was Mannon Rayome, Pascal's sister.
No, that was, well, I don't think she was somebody's sister.
Yeah, she was Pascal Rayome's sister. He played for the Blues late 90s.
Okay, I'd have to go back. And look. I didn't know. You might have put me something there. Vince, the jersey doesn't look any that the Blues ever worn because it was white with a blue yoke. No, they did wear that. You look at it. Well, actually, I think the blue yoke. So what they're trying to do again. The movie is taking 15 years after a solar flare. So I think that blue yoke is more of a coloring that would have happened over time, right? Like if you're wearing something in the movie, it's also showing that, there's no ozone anymore. So the heat and that, so the UV radiation might have changed that. But I looked at that jersey and I know it had the red in it, and I'm pretty sure that the first time the Blues put the red in it was the late '80s jersey, early '90s jerseys, just before they went to the clown jersey. So I do know that. I'm good with everyone except Hossa. I don't mind Hossa being in the hall. I have no issue with that. Dean Blaze, I'm not sure who that is. Was that one of the names you called out?
It was, yeah. It's spelled like Sammy, though, not that way.
Yeah. Tony said she was better than him. Oh, I'd agree with that. Transgendered man making it into the NHL hasn't happened yet. I never said that. I never even said that. And depending on who you talk to, some would say that Crosby's the first woman in the NHL.
I'll give you that one. That one was a good one, buddy.
A little late. Ted Lasso late. He recognizes the name. Yeah, it was before the clown jersey. I knew that. Correct. No blue yoke with any red accent on the logo. I'll have to look. I'm going to go back and look at it again.
I'm pretty sure it's a late 80s, early 90s jersey.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that the blue yoke is more of like they're changing the color to, and you can see the jersey's worn, like it's losing it. So if you're talking, this is supposed to be like in 2030 something, right? And you're talking about a jersey from the 90s. It's going to lose color. It's going to change color, and it's possible that the yellow could get a blue tint or hue to it, right? That or Eric Carlson on the Sharks with the long hair. Oh, that's good. Hey, I got a little bit of credit there for a funny one. So, hey, we're about 24 minutes in. Maybe it's a reverse retro from the future. Oh, my goodness, Jose. Man, I'm still screwing up. There we go.
You're going to start getting called buttons again.
Yeah, getting called buttons. I can't figure them out. So let's get into the news that's going to get everybody talking. And if you're here, I know you're going to want to talk about it. The Blues made moves today. They made 4 of them.
Oh, they sure did.
Right? They made 4 of them. We're going to have to wait on that top 10 countdown. I think we're going to need a little more time on that one. I know I do. I've got to really pay attention to a lot of jerseys to get what you want. But like one of the jerseys, I think you said you hated would I like Carolina's jersey, right? I'll be honest. I wouldn't put the Blues jersey in a top 10, right? I might put the clown jersey in there because to me the Blues jersey is just too simple, right? The logo is very, it's almost like a Cardinals jersey being nothing but the STL, right? For me, I think for the Blues that they could do more. I love that it's a note, but put a what do you call it? A staff over it, right? Now like the clown jersey, the bottom of it is a staff, right? The musical staff. So if you had like those lines behind it, so it was like on a staff, I think I'd have been okay with that. If you'd even put the trumpet patch.
Oh
in the
yeah.
front, right?
But
Oh, the arch with the blue note.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I like that one. To me, that represented St. Louis, and that's what. So, like for me, I've been told that this is not, legend or whatever, but to me, the red in the clown jersey represents St. Louis.
Yeah.
I can easily now you can say that that's not why they put it in there, but if you want to really go and look at that, why would you put the red in there? I mean, to say it was for the Flames or because Florida had it, okay, maybe. But when you look at a jersey, most jerseys have some symbology in them.
Yeah.
Right? First of all, you have a jersey that has the symbology of the 5 lines for the musical staff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you've got a jersey that's already got that in it, why is it so hard to say that the red represents St. Louis?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, it makes sense. And that's something that that I would be okay with, right? You know what? That's an absolute true statement.
Mm-hmm.
I have that. I have one, and it has the St. Louis flag in it. Right?
Yeah.
That is true. I didn't notice it, but I know on the one I have, it has that flag in it. And I've seen it on other ones.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen it on other ones. So to me, why is it such a hard stretch for some people? And I'm going to call him out. Kurt Price from Blue Note or the Let's Go Blues Radio has nailed me many times.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That no, it's not. We found this article that says this and that. Okay, great, fine and dandy, but why is it so hard to believe that this is forgotten? That might be more why it was in than anything else. And Chris Lambert goes, well, red does represent St. Louis Cardinals, obviously. So to me, when you have a problem with the red, I think it's you're just looking at the red the wrong way. And the one that really gets me when it comes to the red, we're the Blues, not the Reds. Duh.
Okay.
It's music.
First off, blues is for music.
Yes.
The St. Louis blues scene was pretty big back whenever,
Right? Yes,
I think some people have issues with associating a color that is also a word for something else.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me how in what was that Jim Carrey movie? Liar Liar, when he's trying to write, the pen is blue and it's red.
And it's a red pin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so same thing, right? Same thing. What's the other one? I've always heard the joke, can you spell the word orange? And someone asks, the fruit or the color?
Yeah.
I got that one right on time.
Yes, that one was perfectly timed. Great dad joke.
Okay. Well, hey, there's a video on the app, the Blues app today, that has Perron and O'Reilly trying to tell dad jokes.
I need to see that.
And then there's a dad joke that Perron doesn't get. And he's like a deer in a headlight. I don't get it. And O'Reilly's trying to explain it to him, and he's still like, I don't get it. Right? And yeah, so the color came first. We don't know that. There you go, Chris. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. I'm good with the subtle red in the jerseys. I really love the style of the 87-89 team. I did too. And that's where I thought that jersey came from, because it had the red around the note. Right? And I'm going to take another look at that movie just to make sure. It was food that shaped the world. Well, no, it was food that shaped you, Chris Stockley.
That one was pretty bad.
Oh, but it was good in its badness. I wouldn't say that unless I love Chris, and he knows that. So
I know,
okay.
But it was still pretty bad.
Yeah. So So let's get into the 4 moves the Blues made today.
Yes.
They made one of them very, they made it as a press release, right?
Mm-hmm.
They sent, actually they made 6 moves today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Lots of moves.
5 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves. So they sent Joshua, Halfer, and Rosen down to out east to Springfield in the AHL. And by the way, the Springfield Thunderbirds are tearing that league up right now. I think that's good news. I think it shows that for the first time in a very, very long time, the Blues might have a good farm system, right? Usually when you look at ranking the farm systems, Blues are way down there.
Well, we've also had issues with our farm system, like Vegas, taking it out from under us
Twice.
Right, so,
no.
I mean, it was really hard to get that established for a while.
Well, it's not, to me, it's not really it's not more the teams than it is the players that we have. That's what you're ranking, what players you have in your system, what level of prospects you have coming up. And right now we have some very high, very noticeable prospects. That's why, and that's a topic for another show. It's one of the reasons I'm not super concerned about this season if we're a Friends team, because I know we got the guys on the farm to bring in a heavy hitter. And not a guy for a rental, but a guy with a year left on his contract.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we do, right? Between Joshua, Prunovich, Neighbors, and it's just the ones I can name off the top of my head. Rosen is more of a Rosen proved that he can play in the NHL, even though he's an older player. I think Rosen did really well with the Blues. I was really surprised that I wasn't complaining about Rosen at all in his time up here. I thought that was where I was going to be shaky. No,
it was more of
I think Rosen played really well. Now, one of the things with sending them down, they brought up Scott Prunovich. Now, he was a free agent. He was signed as a free agent this season on a 2-way contract. He was signed to a 2-way contract. I want to say it was this season. It might have been last season, but I really think
it was this season.
Yeah, it was this season. It was in the off season. They signed. I remember he was one of the whenever
we signed Lindgren.
Yeah, when everybody else was signing, high tier free agents, we were signing low tier free agents. Right? Now, Prunovich, who really hasn't played a lot of hockey, was the Hobie Baker Award winner 2 years ago. So he really never got to celebrate. He didn't get his award ceremony, any of that, kind of what's going on with the Hockey Hall of Fame. He had a decent, I know last year they tried to get him some time in one of the minor leagues that they had him. I think they had him in I forget what our team had last year. But I know he got some time with the team out west in Oregon, I think it was, or state of Washington, somewhere around there. He got some time there, but him coming up, I see Marian is gushing about this guy, and I'm not. Okay, I'm not gushing as much. Marian, I'm going to call you out. Don't get mad at me. You know I love you. Mary thinks that he should automatically just go on the first pairing with Parayko to help Parayko, and I absolutely say no way. Not gonna happen. Wouldn't happen. A coach that does that is a coach that wants to get in the unemployment line. You cannot take a kid that has never ever set foot on NHL ice in an NHL jersey, and I'm not talking preseason, I'm talking regular season. You look up, if you only played in the preseason, you are not considered an alumni of the NHL. Right? That doesn't count. You can't take that kid. He's 19, maybe he's 20, actually might be 20. Okay, because he's with the AHL. So he's 20 years old. You cannot take him and put him on a line, on a pairing with Parayko, who, first of all, is having an off couple of games, right? And expect that kid to succeed.
Nope.
It's just not going to happen. He needs, if he's going to succeed, you put him down there with Bortuzzo, right? And I know you're not a big fan of Bortuzzo. I get that. But you put him down with Bortuzzo, you put him down with Wallman, and you see what he does. You see if
I don't think you put him with Wallman. I would go Bortuzzo no higher than with Falk, just, so that Wallman goes up with Parayko. Because I don't want Scandella with him.
Well, my fear is that Scandella's not getting set down. Okay, he's not. Scandella's not going to be the guy in the press box, right? The guy in the press box is either going to be, because you got 7 defensemen now, right?
No, you've got 6 still.
No, well, don't you have 7?
No, you got 6 still.
Okay. Oh, because they sent Rosen down.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we get Mikkola and
Krug back,
then,
we'll have 8.
Yeah,
Okay.
but right now they're just starting to skate. I don't see them coming back until the end of the week.
Oh, they are starting to skate?
Yeah, that's what they were saying, is that they were starting to skate today.
Okay, then yeah, Saturday
Yeah.
game. And originally, if you remember, during Saturday game, that's what I said. I said that that's where I think they'll be coming back. Hey, Brad Pond, did you hear that? We might have Krug back by next Saturday. That's what I'm looking at.
This Saturday.
Why not pair Prunovich with Falk and have 2 Minnesota boys playing D together? That's not a bad
That's where
thing.
I thought. That's why I said at highest Falk, but I think Falk would
that's
be good.
not where I'd go. I'd take Falk and put him up with, because Falk can play 22 minutes, 24 minutes a game. He can play more than that. I would put Falk with Parayko. I would put Wallman with Scandella, and then put oh wow, look at that look.
Are you high?
And then put Prunovich.
Are you high?
Well, let me finish. And then put Prunovich with Bortuzzo. And the reason that I say that, first of all, I think part of Scandella's problem, because until Scandella got put on the top line, Scandella wasn't having issues. Nobody was cursing Scandella's name. Nobody was banging on Scandella. In fact, you heard a lot of, wow, Scandella's been playing good. Oh, I like what Scandella's doing. As soon as they
I don't disagree with that.
Okay. As soon as they
I disagree with Wallman.
Hold on. As soon as they put him up on that top line is when he had the issues. Okay? You cannot put Bortuzzo cannot play 22 minutes. Right? Bortuzzo's good for 18. You put Bortuzzo on that second line, he's going to get 18. He's going to have to play 22 to 24. You're getting towards the late part of the game, and you're going to end up giving up another late goal like we had just happen. Right? So you need him down. Well, if you need him down, if you drop Scandella down, now your second pair is 2 basic rookies. Okay, a second-year guy, a sophomore, and a rookie. That would scare me. I don't have a problem with Wallman going up there with Parayko. I don't have that problem at all. I think Wallman has been playing pretty well.
That's what I'm saying. Wallman and Parayko I like.
Okay. And then I could see Falk with Prunovich, but the problem is I don't know if Prunovich is ready for the second line. I don't know if Prunovich can play 24 minutes.
We won't know until we get there, but they might just have to shuffle those bottom 4. But we need to have somebody that's stable with Parayko, and that's not Scandella. Scandella needs to come off that first pairing. We need to either move Wallman up.
Okay.
And then shuffle
I have
those 4 bottoms, or so that it's not so much on them. But we cannot have, like, Parayko needs a little bit of support right now. For some reason, his game isn't quite there. He needs somebody stable, and Scandella is not that stable whenever he's playing 90 minutes.
So late in the game, so here's the thing that I think everybody's missing. Ryan Green, those guys that were out there for almost a minute and 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long shift late in the game. There was a miscommunication somewhere. Tarasenko was on the ice that last shift for 40 9 seconds.
Mhm.
You want to know why that goal went in? There. Rosen got sent down. Oh, Rosen, not Wallman. Yeah, I think it was Rosen and Pareko. I don't think Wallman
Yeah, it was
was on
Rosen
there.
and Pareko.
It was Rosen, right? I'd
It
have
was
to look
Rosen.
at the. I'd have to
It was
go back and look
absolutely
at the
Rosen.
actual game plus minuses to see. But no, here, let me look real quick. Let's see who was on the ice for the Blues during that debacle. Game summary. Here we go. So on that 5th goal, Yamamoto scored by Draisaitl and Nurse. Blues on the ice. Oh, I can't see that. I got to blow it up a little bit.
Pareko, Rosen, Thomas, Tarasenko, and I don't know who the other one was. I want to say it was Barbashev.
18, which is Thomas. 43, which was
That's what
Rosen,
I thought, Jose.
right?
Thank you. Yes.
Say again?
Jose's in the comments basically saying I'm correct.
Okay, so
Wrong.
43 is Rosen, right?
Yeah.
49 is Barbashev.
Yep.
50 is Pennington. 55 is Pareko, and 91 is Tarasenko. I don't know where it is. I think I got to look, but there's an actual shift chart that I might be able to pull up. Let me pull up event summary. Maybe here we go. Trying to see if it shows it. Oh, and I pull up the wrong game. I pull up the current Detroit Blue Jackets game because that's where I was at. Okay. Event summary. Okay,
I hope you guys aren't hearing the Disney song, but that's kind of what's going on.
Tarasenko did 18 and 3. His average shift was 51 seconds. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that he had a long shift at the end there, right? That he might have gotten caught on a shift change or something like that. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. I'll do that later today. I'll go back and look at the last 10 minutes of that game. I'll pull up ESPN and do that and see what I can come up with that way. But for me, I'm not putting that blame on Tarasenko or on, I think that was just.
I think it was honestly Thomas, but no one's seeing that. But Thomas kept trying to double. Somebody was already being covered, and he would go over and cover them with it. He was adding double protection.
And I think that was to Draisaitl.
Yeah,
I think that was to Draisaitl. Left the pass wide open.
Their names, yeah.
Yeah, left the pass wide open in Yamamoto. Yeah, and you might be right because I think that was Draisaitl and Nurse on that goal. So
I know.
It was Draisaitl and Nurse. So Nurse to Draisaitl. Draisaitl cross pass to Yamamoto, and Yamamoto buried it. Right. So that's where I'm at. First of all, one of the biggest things that the little thing that was missed, you might know what it is, but one of the little things that was missed was with them sending Hossa back down. Hossa is now back on the roster. He is off COVID protocol. Well, not only is he off COVID protocol, so is Clifford. Right? Clifford is off protocol, and today they waived Kyle Clifford. Now, that's got people scratching their head. And actually, Lou Coric was on St. Louis radio today. He made sure everybody knew that he was on it, and he talked about this. I love when the pot calls the kettle black, right? I love that. Because he called me out for, trying to get my name out there. And then he goes and says, well, on the radio, I said this. Well, isn't that what I'm trying to do? Same thing, right? Pot calling the kettle black in my view. But
I'll agree with it. I saw some things that went down there.
Yeah.
Not a big
you know
fan.
what I'm talking. I tried to make a joke, and he didn't take too kindly to the joke.
No, he didn't.
And it was, and I think anybody who was half intelligent would recognize that it was a joke.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the way I look at it. Okay. Oh, they just showed Neil Armstrong, Doug Armstrong's dad. They're doing the in memoriam on the Hockey Hall of Fame. So he said that they need about $1 million to clear room for Sundqvist. And the fact that Sundqvist are that they waive Clifford, that now frees up the room for Sundqvist.
Yeah.
The thing with Clifford is, first of all, I don't think Clifford's going down. Okay. He may, but this is a 2-time Stanley Cup winner. That's what everybody forgets. Clifford was part of the Los Angeles Kings. He won the cup in 12 and 14. Right. I just don't see him going down. He has that option now. Right. Has that player. He has that option. And I can easily see him saying, I'm not going to go down. I'll release me. Now, they didn't say that it was for voiding his contract, right? Normally, if they waive them for purposes of voiding the contract, they have to say that.
Yeah. Okay,
they did not say that. So their goal there is to send him down. Is he going to go down? I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm thinking maybe they've already talked to him and he said, yeah, I get it. No problem. I'll do what's best for the team. He does that. Absolutely. I got no issue with it whatsoever. Right. I'm okay. I great. Let's see what happens if we need him, bring him back up. Wimpy is a cup. Wimpy a cup is a team effort. Getting one cup winner from almost 10 won't win it. I'm not completely sure what you're saying.
He's saying winning a cup is a team effort.
Okay.
Getting one cup winner from almost 10 years ago won't win it.
Yeah, no. And that's fair enough. But as a veteran, right? Well, look at it. You know what he is? You know what Clifford is supposed to be? Pat
He's supposed to be our grit. Yeah.
He's supposed to be Pat Maroon.
And he hasn't.
He's not. He's in no way, shape, or form is he is he Pat Maroon? And I absolutely see that, right? He's not Pat Maroon.
I'm really hoping someone just picks him up, gives him, an opportunity to play, but I don't see who could do that.
I don't see it because they needed to see they screwed up this year, even with everything that happened with the cut with everything. So the players' salaries aren't the player salaries. And this is the one thing I have an issue with player salaries, right? With the salary cap, what they should count for the salary cap is the amount non-escrowed, right? If you count that, because you're counting money the players never get. They should have, the escrow changed this year a little bit. Whatever the escrow changed, the cap should have gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead of staying flat for 3 years. That flat cap basically went to a bunch of teams, right? And the Blues are one of them. They're and not only that, so the other big news today was what happened in Ottawa. Ottawa now has 3 games. They have games against, and I want to see if I can remember this, the Predators, the Rangers, and I think the Devils, all being canceled.
I thought it was
postponed.
The Islanders.
Might be the Islanders.
I thought it was both New York teams and the Predators.
Okay. So the Islanders, the Rangers, and the Predators. Okay. I know I had it up earlier, but I also changed things around looking at, here we go. Yeah. So it is the Devils on Tuesday, the Predators on Thursday, and the Rangers on Saturday. The next game that they could possibly play is Monday the 22nd against the Avalanche, right? And then I saw a mark saying, of course it's a Canada team that they're postponing games for. If it was the Blues, that'd never happen. Hold on. Hold the phone. This team has 10 players
No, they have 9 players and a coach.
9 players and a coach? Okay. On the COVID list. They cannot field a team.
No, they don't have
Right?
any.
That's the
Especially
problem.
with no cap relief.
Right? With
They
no
can't even
cap
pull up.
relief, they can't bring players up to field a team. Right? Now, the NHL may have, shot themselves in the foot. Saying, now, my issue with this, my whole issue with this is that I don't have a problem with the NHL saying that these guys COVID guys can't play.
Mm-hmm.
But when you treat it like a cold and you say, oh, it's no different than if a player had the flu. Well, you know what? Players that have had the flu have played. Players that have had a cold have played. If you're going to treat it that way in the salary cap, treat it that way on the ice. If these guys feel like they can play even though they test positive, let them play.
You see, unfortunately, with the CDC's laws and stuff, they can't.
No, it's not the CDC's laws. The CDC cannot make a law. The CDC can only make recommendation. There is no law out there that says somebody with COVID cannot go somewhere. There is not one single law, one single restriction that says since you have COVID, you are not allowed to go somewhere. It is a recommendation.
Yeah, but it would be a liability for the people in the stands, and that might not be something that they financially want to contend with because if anyone gets COVID, they can sue.
See, this is where I have, look, I understand how they're treating this COVID thing. They're treating it like Ebola.
I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I'm saying that from a business standpoint, that's where the NHL is thinking. It becomes a liability to have these people that tested positive on the ice. They don't want to risk it, so they're gone.
Well, so now when someone has influenza and decides to go to a game, should we make sure that they get to, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Don't get mad at me.
I'm not going to get mad at you, buddy, but they don't have the tests, that it's not something that they're watching. Whereas right now everybody's in a pandemic because of COVID-19. So it is being monitored. It is being watched. And there are significant people that are afraid of it.
And again, that's, I don't want to get political, but someone said that they are a nurse and as long as it's mild, they are working with it. So I mean, it's, I think our understanding of COVID is changing a little bit.
Yeah.
And as our understanding of COVID evolves, you will start seeing these guys that test positive with mild or no symptoms that feel like they can play, playing. I think that's going to happen.
But we're not there yet.
So, but that's my point. If you're not going to treat it like a cold on the ice, don't treat it like a cold on the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
That's my issue here.
Oh, that's the issue I have with it too. But I'm saying, like, I can get why they're not allowing it.
Again, if that's the case, and I get it, you're telling the team that this player cannot play, and you put him on a different IR list, right? Mm-hmm. The COVID IR. Well, great. You put him on that list. Now his money is in hock, and so you can bring somebody else up until he's done.
And that's how it should be.
And I absolutely agree. I think the fact of saying it's no different than someone getting a cold, yes, it is, because someone getting a cold could still play. You were telling the player, no matter what, you tested positive, even if it's a false positive, you tested positive, you can't play until you go through this routine. That's why that's where I have some of the issues, right? Now canceling. So with Ottawa, I mean, this is running rampant through there. This might be good for them because this team was playing well, right? Mm-hmm. So now you look at COVID is going to run through every team.
Oh yeah.
Somewhere during this season, teams are going to have an issue with COVID. I'm absolutely sure of it, and it's going to affect, I'd say, anywhere from 30 to 50% of every single team. We're already at what, 20%, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to see that as we move along, and the more you see it, I'm glad that we're having it happen now, and not down the line like we did last season, where the first major COVID hit we had was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ryan Green says the Senators are going to have a tough schedule picking up the slack since they're not playing. Well, here's the one thing that I think they can do. And this is controversial. And no, it hasn't been said or hasn't been talked about. Your players that are at that go to the Olympics, okay, great. These 4 teams, or how many ever teams, are going to play through the Olympic break. Right? If I'm the NHL, that's exactly what I'm doing. You know what? Mm-hmm. If you're going to treat, and here's my thing, and I've thought this for a while, right? I don't have a problem with the players going to the Olympics, right? But I didn't think that the season should have took a pause.
No, I don't think so either.
Right? You know, this is a guy on the IR. This is a guy that can't play. You know, if you're willing now, the one issue here is then you have teams going, well, you know what, Tarasenko, I'm not letting you go play for Team Russia. The Capitals, Ovi, you're not going and playing for Team Russia. Well, then you get the political side of it. But you say, okay, each team can have up to 4 players or 1 player, a maximum amount of players go to a national team. Now that limits the national team roster to a point, but you have other national teams. It limits all the national teams. Mm-hmm. But if you say that the max you can have is 4 players from a team playing for any national teams, right? Because I think 2 years ago, or not 2 years ago, a couple of years ago, I don't know if it was the Olympics or the World Cup or something. It might have been the World Cup, right? The Blues had like 7 players. I think this was the World Cup when we had the games at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Right? Wait, the Blues had players for 4 different teams, 5 different teams. They're like 7 or 8 players. So in that season, they had a rough start to the season. Mm-hmm. And they all admitted it later that playing in the World Cup wasn't good for them. So that's something that I think you can, again, it has positives and negatives, but it's something you can look at. And here's the one thing that I have. Oh, so I got an announcement to make, and I'll make it here just before we quit. But okay. The one thing that I talked about this yesterday, you know, the thing that happened with the fan report and where it's sitting right now, fan report mm-hmm. media group. All I've done is learn how not to do it. Doesn't mean mm-hmm. I'm dead in the water. Right? I've just learned how not to do it. Is there a way to make things right, to do things and get it back up? Absolutely. And it's going to take trial and error to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And it's going to take a possible doing something that's risky to get there that a lot of people wouldn't do. Well, that's mm-hmm. fine if that's what it needs to take. That's mm-hmm. where, when I say, play during the Olympic break, everybody's going, what are you talking about? They would never do that. It's going to take something like that to get this to that point. And mm-hmm. that's with this canceling of the games, right? The NHL has said we at the moment, we don't plan on canceling any games. We're going to let COVID run its course. Well, okay, great. Right? Okay, great. But then we're here. And I don't think the Olympics should ever be boycotted. I hated it in 80 and I hated it in 84. I thought it was absolutely asinine to do that. And if you want to get me going, that's another time for another show. But what Carter did in 80 and what Gorbachev did in 84 was absolutely stupid. The only smart thing in that whole period was Gorbachev having the CCCP games. I forget what they were called, but they had their own games over there. Right?
I was born in 85.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm railing my age again. Right? I was still kind of young in 80 and 84.
I mean, I was -5 and -1. So
let's see. In 80, I was at the end of 80, I turned 11, 12, 11 or 12. So in 84, I was 14 and in high school. Right? That was my freshman year of high school. 83, 84.
So your sophomore year, I was born.
There you go. Well, it just goes to show you. But that's just my thinking, and that's it. Okay, so here's the announcement I have. Okay. There is a Hawaii podcast called Hawaii Reel to Reel, and Thursday, I'm going to have to cut the pregame or the postgame short because I'm going to be on Hawaii Reel to Reel on Thursday.
Yay!
Right. And as soon as they release it and I have the link, I will share it on my pages. They like what I do. They think it's neat that you have a guy that lives here in Hawaii. Not only that, the guy that does it is a hockey fan. Right. But somebody here in Hawaii trying to do a hockey podcast. I think Jose knows who I'm talking about. You know, if you do, Jose, let me know. But I reached out to him on Instagram today. We had been talking before, right? We've been talking before. Hey, well, Chris, you've messaged us from the game. Let us know that you're okay and that you're safe and you're having a good time. Going to be a good game tomorrow playing the Coyotes.
Yes.
Let's see what happens. I'm interested to see how this team develops and how Berube manufactures lines and how they manufacture. They really need. No, it's here. It's here. It's here in. I'd have to look it up on. Let me look it up on Instagram real quick. Give me just a quick second. I got like 99 things going in through my mind, so sometimes it's not the easiest for me to figure it out. It's called Hawaii Reel by Ione Kehu, and that might be what you mean there by Lanai, but by Ione Kehu. He likes what we're doing, and you can kind of check it out. Hawaii.reel.podcast on Instagram, and that's where you'll probably be able to see it once it comes up. So actually it might be him. Ione Kehu. So maybe it is him. So it might be the right person there, Jose. Okay, he's a goalie. Yeah, so I kind of knew. Yeah, I think he plays at the roller rink. And as soon as I can get my hand back, I'm going to start playing again. But my hand, I can't hold a stick.
Well, you'll get there.
I can't hold a stick right now. I got to get this cut and redone and get some stuff done. Well, hey, Ashley, sorry for being an hour early. I'll get it right for Thursday or Wednesday. But you know what? It was a good show, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Right.
And we had great topics. Wednesday, we will try and do the Eastern captains, but you never know what's going to happen.
Who knows? Something could happen.
Yeah. But you know what? This topic that we talked about today the 4 topics needed to be talked about.
Yeah, and I mean, I even suggested it before you said anything. Like, I was like, okay, so much is going on.
Oh yeah, I was already on that point, but I was like, oh man, she's gonna get mad if I cancel this again.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I didn't have time to actually sit down and look at it yet either. So it actually worked out.
Yeah, then I took your hour away. So
yeah.
Okay, guys, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Ashley Slapshot Jones, saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know that we are definitely bleeding blue with you, and we cannot wait to see you tomorrow night, 2:30 Hawaii Standard Time. That is 6:30 Central Standard Time, as the Blues are taking on our division kind of sort of rivals, the Arizona Coyotes. We're going to be the Roadrunner. So I love you. Let's see you. And aloha.